Imagine if you could add a fireball ability to your game in less than 5 minutes. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you today. With this fireball ability, you can smoke your foes. So, odds are you're probably wondering how can I actually get this tool for my game? Well, to answer that question is going to be pretty straightforward. Go to the description and there you're going to find a link, get a model, and inside of your toolbox, inside of your inventory, you should have this fireball kit model right here, which I'm going to be dragging inside of the workspace. Let me ungroup this real quick. I'm going to be dragging this folder inside of the replicated storage. You want to make sure you ungroup it because it contains all of the events and visual effects which are shared by both the client and the server. Oh, in case you're wondering, no, the VFX are not replicated on the server side. They're all client sided, excepting this fireball template. Okay, most of them, because yeah, if there's an exception, you use most of them. Anyways, I'm going to be dragging this script inside of the server script service, and the fireball tool goes inside of the starter pack, and this local script is going to go inside of the starter player so everyone can see just the effects. Alright, now here's the thing, this module also requires two animations, one for R6 rigs. Okay, let me just close this window real quick. Yeah, one for R6 and one for R15. Now I'm going to leave this nil simply because during this testing process we are only using our 15, which is my avatar, and I also created this folder right here with both of the animations. Now to get the animations, simply go to this avatar window right here and hit clip detector, select a rig. I'm going to be selecting my R15, and here's the thing, you want to just set animation priority to something like action 3. Oh, and let's actually see what it looks like. Yeah, I think too fancy. Why did we set this to action 3? So it's not going to overlap with the other players' kit animations. Alright, I'm going to hit publish to Roblox real quick. Let me hit save and make sure you copy this ID because we are going to be replacing it inside of our module. Alright, the fireball ability, and you just want to make sure you only replace the number. That's the whole number, I guess. Okay, I can delete this right now. What are Roblox microbones notes? What? Anyways, I'm going to hit play and let's see if it works. Come on, load up. Yeah, my CPU kind of sucks. My GPU too. Right, we're just waiting right now. So I kind of like to wait a little bit for the VFX to reload. And it works just fine. Okay, let's test this thing even more, and we can do that by... Actually, no, I will just get an NPC crowd from the toolbox. Change some configurations inside of these modules so you guys can see that it works. I'm going to set the damage to something like 100 and the cooldown to 0.01 because I have an autoclicker integrated with my mouse. And let me just set its lingering to true, which is basically going to create an area of effect damage. Alright, and my god. Oh, yeah, oh, this is actually not our fault, it's just this script that we got. And it works even for the NPCs, it means... Actually, it works pretty good. Too bad that this thing is quite bad. Yeah, screw this model. I'm not going to go over this entire module as it will be quite boring. Rather, I'll focus on the main function called server fire. Now, this function will tell the server to transfer the fireball template part into projectile, and if person will just twin the part to get a projectile, and is basically going to twin the part to the in position. But using twin servers means your fireball completely ignores the Roblox physics engine, which screws over the physics and the performance of the server so bad. So what do? We completely ditch twins and use assembly linear velocity instead, passing it a vector tree to dictate exactly how fast it flies while neutralizing the high gravity with a vector force, so it travels in a straight line. Without this, vector force or fireball would drop to the ground. Trust me, I tried a bunch of times. But once that fireball is flying through the air, we instantly face a massive collision problem. it needs to damage the player, but it also needs to explode when it hits a wall. So we hook up a touch event right here. Force a logic to split the logic into two. If it hits a player, it finds a humanity. Therefore, it is going to instantly hit them with the fireball damage, and it's going to drop a temporary linear velocity into the root part to create a knockback effect. You know, I like this thing to look like a knockback. You guys can just adjust the maximum force, alright, but what if it misses the player entirely and hits a concrete wall? Well, that chunk of code won't run. Instead, the server sends impact VFX remote event to all the clients, because we don't want the server to waste resources rendering heavy particles and playing audio. We will let the clients do all of the heavy lifting instead, and it's basically going to play all of those VFX, explosion VFX you guys have seen in earlier in this video. Alright, but let's say you're unsatisfied with a single explosion and you want to watch a whole crowd of NPC burn over time. Now, if you enable the lingering configurations just like I did earlier in this video, the moment the fireball hits the environment, the server will spawn a secondary invisible placeholder sphere at the impact zone. Now, this sphere acts as some kind of hazard zone, looping through a custom tick rate that is basically going to check the bounding boxes, and it's going to melt the health of any humanoid character inside its radius until the duration ends and it cleans itself up.